Hey you! What up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Maryam here. In today's video, we are going to be talking all things Fenty. I'm going to be applying all of my favorite products from Fenty Beauty by Rihanna onto my face. I'm going to be creating this look. I'm also going to be talking about some Fenty products that I don't love, why I don't love them, and also, potentially, in this video, I might be telling all of these things to Rihanna because I actually have a Fenty dinner tonight where I might just meet her. So, stick around until the end to see what happens. With that said, let's get into this video. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell for those Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now, let's get to it. Fenty Beauty, best of, and also talking about the worst. Let's hit it. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna read this little email. So this was sent to my assistant. Basically, Fenty invited me to a dinner tonight with 3 or 4 influencers to celebrate their exciting new launch on Monday evening. It's tonight. And there will be a big, capital B-I-G, content-worthy reveal moment. So I'm not actually sure what that means. That could potentially mean that Rihanna will be having dinner with us, or maybe not. Maybe they're just launching something that's really big. So I thought the best way for me to get ready for this event tonight is to actually slap on a full face of Fenty, my favorite Fenty products, that is, because, you know, I keep it real. I don't love everything from every single brand. And yeah, we're gonna make it a thing. So while I go down the list of all of my faves, I'm also gonna be guessing what it is that they could possibly be launching that's so big, B-I-G. All right, but before I begin, let me just say I actually wanna look really, really, really good today for this big reveal slash dinner. This is gonna be sort of like a makeup for real life slash the best of Fenty. I'm gonna start with a little underpainting, if you will. I'm gonna grab my Mocha matchstick, my absolute fave contour stick, and probably the only one that I use outside of the Pixie one. And I'm gonna go along my jawline, my cheekbone here, not too heavily. I don't like a heavy contour, which is why I like to use Mocha. Mocha's a very forgiving shade. It's light, but it has like a nice cool shadow. Just gonna chisel out the tip of my nose a little bit. I don't always do this, but sometimes I like to. I like to do this, just to kind of go along the top of my cheekbone as well. Okay, she's ready to head out the door. It's a look, JK. I'm gonna let that chill. I'm gonna grab my Killawatt liquid highlighter. And like I said, I'm underpainting. I'm gonna go for Hustler Baby 2.0, like a peachy golden shade. I'm gonna light myself up from within, like that. I'm just gonna use my fingers. I'm gonna go in kind of generously. Actually forgot to contour this cheek. All right, and then I'm gonna use this Rare Beauty brush just to soften the contour. I didn't yet do my brows because I'm not really sure what I wanna do with my brows. And I'm thinking I might actually do my forehead off camera because I like the way that my bangs have dried on my head. And so I don't wanna mess them up by clipping them up. So now Mocha is a contour stick that I had been using forever since it first came out. And this was part of the initial launch where Rihanna had a big party in Brooklyn. Literally, it's the only time I go to Brooklyn for Rihanna. Sorry, Brooklyn. But yeah, I've been using Mocha ever since. There's only 2 contour sticks that I use. It's this one and also the Pixie one that has been discontinued. But this one is not discontinued, it's still around, so I continuously use it. It is my go-to. Whenever I contour, that is what I contour with. All right, I'm gonna use this little toothbrush looking brush for the nose. And again, like I said, I'm going in for the underpainted look. So I'm contouring the nose much heavier than I normally would. Same with the lip. I'm going in very crudely. So we shall see. I am really excited about this dinner. Last week, I skipped out on all beauty events, and there were so many of them that I was invited to. Literally almost every day there was an event, and I just canceled all of them. Last week was not great for me, but this week is amazing. We're starting this week off strong, and I'm just so excited about this one. Fenty is one of my favorite brands. I'm really looking forward to this very intimate 3 to 4 influencer dinner, and if Riri happens to be there, hello, that would be like my week made, my month made. Next thing I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna grab my DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. And if I see Riri, I'm gonna tell her that this is an amazing product that I love. Why? Because I don't love everything from Fenty. And truth be told, I'm not crazy about their foundation. Their foundation is not really friendly for problematic skin like mine, let's just put it this way. But I will be using it today, sparingly, because I do want coverage. So if I was going for like an everyday look, I would definitely reach for their skin tint, but since today is a full coverage type of moment, I am going to be using their foundation, but I'm also using some helpers like the Yummy Skin by DANESSA. And again, I'm also underpainting and I'm smoothing my problem areas which are a little bit bumpy at the moment. I'm using shade 4, which is like my winter shade, and I'm just spreading that across my pores, kind of like melting with everything else that I've already applied. This is a very light coverage product, but for me, it serves as a really great primer or as a really good base. So this is what I do for my real life if I want to look really good in person, up close and personal. One thing I will say about Fenty is that they are really great with constructive criticism. I'll talk more about that in this video when I talk about specific products that I'm actually referring to. But what I love about them is that they are absolutely not offended when something does not work for me. I can only speak for myself, but I love the fact that they are very humble, you know? There are many brands out there I've dealt with personally who cannot handle criticism at all, who are so quick to remove influencers or beauty reviewers off of their PR lists. It's crazy, but Fenty by no means falls into that category, and I really appreciate them for that. I feel like every brand should be like this, but sadly, not every brand is. And so to me, that holds its weight and it holds its value, you know, because there's a lot of really great products out there. There's a lot of really great brands, but what differentiates one great brand's products from another great brand's products is the people, it's the integrity, it's how they conduct their business, you know? And I think we should all be considering this, not just as beauty enthusiasts or beauty reviewers or like professionals in the field, but also as consumers. I think it's important for all of us to be really educated on these brands, on the products that we're using, who's making them, how are they being made, you know? All right, so now that my base is somewhat solid, I am gonna reach for the foundation. The shade that I use is 290 in the Pro Filt'r foundation. This is a foundation that I would say is probably best on those with really good skin. So I remember when this came out, the opinions were very split. Half the people didn't love it and the other half thought this was the best foundation ever. I mean, granted, this does have like 59 or 60 shades, and at $40, I feel like it's pretty good, you know, for what they're offering. But I noticed that all of my content creator friends who loved this product had already flawless skin to begin with. To me, it was just okay, but I found ways to make it work, and so that's what I'm gonna do today. I actually haven't reached for this one in a while, and oh crap, it might actually be clogged. I think my pump is broken. Oh no. All right, I'm just gonna apply some of this foundation onto this Makeup by Mario palette, and then I'm gonna mix it in with the Eaze Droplet All Over Glow Enhancer. So I'm gonna thin out this formula so that it can work a little bit better for me. So I'm just gonna add like a nice amount. I'm gonna mix that in. And then I'm gonna start adding that to the perimeter of my face. So not to the center of the face, but just to the perimeter. Shade 290 is a really good shade match for me. I use 290 in everything Fenty. It's a nice light medium olive shade that seems to work for my complexion. And then, instead of taking a brush, I'm gonna take this football shaped Fenty beauty sponge. This is the one from the Super Bowl collection. And I'm gonna gently apply, blend, and press the foundation into the perimeter of my face. So this to me is so much better than wearing it alone. And I really like the Glow Enhancer because it's a sheerer type of product and it's much more liquidy. So it makes this foundation appear lighter. So I'm not gonna touch the center of the face where the pore zones are. I'm literally just gonna avoid that area altogether. Maybe I'm just gonna gently buff. I said I was gonna do my forehead off camera. I lied, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm just gonna dip the sponge into my concoction and gently press it in for some color. I'm also gonna quickly do the nose. Okay. Come on, bangs, come back. Setting that aside for now. If you have been watching my videos for a while, you probably already know that I am absolutely obsessed with this. This is one of my favorite lightweight concealers. It's called the Fix Eye Brightener. I use the shade 6 Melon in the wintertime, and this is just such a nice, flexible, easy formula. I like to apply this one with my fingers. It does such a great job of brightening the under eye and also concealing, but this is ideal for someone who doesn't really suffer with tremendous darkness under the eyes, so I think I'm the ideal candidate for that. My under eyes are pretty flat. They're not super dark, although there is some darkness. But to me, this just works so beautifully. It just makes my whole face come alive. Just look at the side compared to this one. The tiniest amount is all you need. And I actually think that the genius behind this product is in the shades. The shades are specifically formulated for the under eye to brighten and to also color correct. So to me, it's an ideal one and done type of product. So if I'm not using Tarte Shape Tape for that maximum full coverage, this is what I'm using in my everyday daily life. And I feel like this is kind of like a underslept product. It's not super talked about the way that it should be, but to me, it is absolutely one of Fenty's best. And I will tell that to Rihanna. And let me tell you, I'm not even like a no makeup type of girl. I love makeup. I love a full coverage moment when it calls for it. But this to me is just so easy and it is just so effective. And it's very forgiving, especially if you have any sort of fine lines under your eyes. I feel like this is very forgiving for maturing skin or for just like anyone who needs a little bit of a pick-me-up. So now that I have underpainted, I have contoured, I have brightened, I'm gonna add in some color, I'm gonna add in some blush, and I'm gonna add in some bronzer. First, I'm gonna start with Fenty's cream bronzer, which I prefer way more than their powder bronzer. Their powder bronzer, to me, it just leans too orange. And this is the product that I was talking about before. I did a whole video on that bronzer when it first came out. Here I actually do have one shade, Caramel Cutie. I think this is the only one that is not orange, but I did a video reviewing it, and basically this was not a product for me. I was not totally pleased with the outcome. I thought it just made me look way too Fanta orange instead of Fenty glowing, if you know what I mean. And Fenty did not take any offense. They literally contacted me and they worked with me until they found me the most perfect shade, which is still not perfect, but it was the best of the bunch, and it is this one, Caramel Cutie. I still prefer the cream though, so I did just reach for 03 Macchiato. I'm gonna add a little bit of that to the perimeter and to the outer portion of my cheekbone, just like that. I know the step is totally unnecessary, but I really want to show you my favorite Fenty products. And so I wanted to show you this one because it is totally different from the matchstick. The matchstick is more of a dry formula, whereas this is much more balmy. And this works so well with the next product that I'm going to show you, which is the cream blush. So one of my absolutely favorite cream blushes is none other than the Cheeks Out Fenty Glow Cream Bronzer. This one is incredible, you guys. It has such a beautiful array of shades. I just picked up two for this video. The Petal Poppin', which is probably my most used one, and also the Fenty Glow, which is the one that I want to go for today. I love them because they are so easy to manipulate. They are so easy to melt and glide across your face, and they work so well with the bronzer that I just used. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip my fingers into this product, and I'm gonna apply a little bit to my cheek. I'm going for a bronzy, glowy, sun-kissed type of look today. I'm gonna add the Petal Poppin' on top, just for that little bit of color, just to the center. Man, this is so good and so easy. It doesn't disrupt your foundation underneath. It doesn't move anything. In fact, it just melts and blends with everything so seamlessly. Love. All right, so now that I've done all the liquids and creams, now it's time for powders. I'm gonna reach for the one Fenty powder I do enjoy, because like I said, I don't enjoy all of them. This is the Pro Filt'r powder, and I like the shade Butter because it's a really nice, bright, creamy type of shade. So this is the shade that I like to use to set my under eye and do a little bit of like a reverse contour slash highlight with it. I have the mini travel size one, which I think is such a nice size. It's a little bit bigger than other travel size powders, but still not too huge. I'm gonna take a little bit more powder, and I'm gonna continue with my reverse contour. I'm just gonna clean up right here, and also right here. Oh yeah, she's chiseled. But then I'm not actually using this powder for the rest of my face. I only used it specifically for brightening. For the rest of my face, I'm just gonna grab my Bare Minerals Bare Pro Powder Foundation in medium warm. I'm gonna quickly set the rest of the face. I'm gonna use my Mineral Veil for the pores. This is my secret weapon that I always use for my makeup for real life. I'm slowly adding this to the textured part, which is right here. This gets rid of any shine and any sort of porous finish on the skin. So now I am totally matte, and at this point I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, one thing that I always do is add a little bit of powder blush to lock in all the creams on my face, and I actually don't have a Fenty powder blush to grab, so perhaps, maybe, that is the product that they will be launching tonight. I don't know, but that is one of my guesses. That's one of the products that they don't currently have, and it would be nice to see Riri's and Fenty's take on a powder blush. So, for now, I'm gonna grab this Huda Beauty Glowish shade Milky Rose. It's a very, very light shade. I'm just gonna tap a little bit on the apple of my cheek just to seal everything in and to bring a little bit of color back. So this is the complexion so far. As you can see, my face looks pretty chiseled, but in a very, very natural way. Like, you can definitely see shadow under my cheekbone. You could see that my jaw is more chiseled than normal, but overall you don't see any harsh contour lines. That is what I like. That is what I always go for. Moreover, even though my face is matte, there's still kind of like a luminous shift to it. When I turn from side to side, you could see that there's like a little bit of a glow, like a very understated amount of glow. Next thing I'm gonna do is work on the eyes. You guys already know my absolute favorite primer is from Fenty. It's the one that I use in pretty much every single one of my videos. So it is definitely the one that I'm gonna be using today. Now this is a product where if someone asks me what is your favorite eyeshadow primer, this is the one. This is the one that I always use, and it is my actual favorite. I haven't found anything better than this for me and my oily lids. I also like the fact that it's translucent, so it's not really changing the color of my lids, but it has just the perfect amount of sticky to oil controlling. I'm gonna grab this palette. It's like a double-sided palette with eyeshadows on one side and the diamond bombs on the other side. I'm gonna go for the eyeshadows. I just want one quick little sweep of color. I'm gonna go for something very, very light, perhaps this, like a bone color, and just like knock out any little veins or freckles that are on my lids. I'm using this all over, big fluffy brush. What if they're actually launching eyeshadows, but not like small, cute travel size eyeshadow palettes that snap together that they already have? What if they're actually launching like a whole spring collection with eyeshadow palettes, with lip colors, with liners, with blushes? That would be my second guess. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna take a slightly smaller brush, actually much smaller, just like the little crease brush. Take a slightly darker color, this one, and just pop that into the eye socket to bring a little bit of dimension. Nothing too crazy. Today's look is not about the eyeshadow whatsoever. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I am going to be grabbing this beautiful blue eyeliner from Rihanna's Navy collection. I love this liner. It is such a gorgeous color. So pigmented. Only thing is it needs to be sharpened. Just gonna sharpen it real quick. But for my look today, I'm gonna keep it real chill. I'm gonna wing out this liner. This is so easy because this pencil just glides. It's such a beautiful, vibrant navy color. I'm gonna make sure that I'm keeping that top line as straight and smooth as possible. Like that. Same thing here. Like that. And then I'm gonna extend the inner corner. I'm gonna line a little bit on the bottom, like that. Next, I'm gonna grab a blue liner from Urban Decay. This is from the new 24/7 inks. And I'm just gonna perfect the outer edge. This shade is called High Energy, but this is a liquid liner, so I'm just using it to kind of blend into the pencil and make it more precise. I'm also gonna add a little bit of color in between my lashes just so that it is as vibrant as possible, like that. And I'm gonna perfect the inner corner. And same thing here. Okay, yeah, oh yeah, that looks so damn good. I'm thinking I just need to possibly connect these two with like the thinnest line ever. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, connecting the inner corner to the middle with just a really fine line. Oh my God, so ferocious. I'm gonna let this dry real quick. I'm gonna move on to lips. For the lips, I wanna keep it very simple. Another thing that Fenty does not have is lip liners, so that will be my third guess for what they are launching today. I'm gonna go for the shade Wherever Walnut from Makeup Forever. Also needs sharpening. I'm gonna outline real quick. I already have a little bit of pillow talk on my lips. I'm gonna outline the Cupid's bow, and also a little bit on the bottom. I'm gonna feather some in, and then I'm gonna go for a lipstick from Fenty that I do enjoy, though I do not enjoy this compact because it has broken way too many lipsticks, but I think I finally got the hang of it. So the color that I'm using today is Mother Lover, which is like pinky nude. Applying that solely to the center of the lip, not breaking the lipstick. And then I'm gonna go for my favorite Fenty Beauty Heat Gloss Balm in the shade Hot Chocolate Heat. This one is so good. It just makes everyone's lips look so luscious. I am obsessed with this color. I'm obsessed with this formula. One of my faves. Just gonna add a little bit of mascara to the bottom lashes. I'm using Birdie Lashes Wing It Mascara, which is my current fave. And I'm winging out the bottom lashes. You see how I'm not brushing them straight? I'm kind of brushing them sideways so that they can face in that direction. Essentially, I'm winging out my lower lash line. I think this is something cute and different, and I think it works with this type of winged liner. And the final thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach for my favorite Fenty highlighter, which is the one and only Trophy Wife. So now Trophy Wife is not everyone's favorite, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I absolutely love it because it is so uniquely different, it's so recognizable. You can't mistake this for any other brand's highlighter. It's such a beautiful, bright shade of gold that I just can't not use it today. So I'm gonna add that to the center of my lid for a very necessary golden sparkle. I'm gonna add a little bit with a brush at first, like that. And then I'm gonna concentrate and add a little bit more with my finger just to really make it pop in the center, to make it extra yellow and extra bright. I'm a huge fan. I'm gonna add just a little bit of that right here, underneath the eye, and then kind of blend it into the cheekbone. I know this color is not for everyone, but for a special occasion, I think it is so special. I have always loved it, and I always will. All right, you guys, so that completes my all Fenty look, minus the lashes, of course, and minus my final outfit, which I will show you, plugging it in right now. Gimmicky wand. Thank you. Thank you. You guys know I am not about the gimmicky wand, and this one is a classic. I hope you like this look using all of my favorite products from Fenty while also talking about the ones that don't work for me, why they don't work for me, and giving you like a little bit of insight into my brand knowledge of Fenty Beauty and what you can expect from this awesome brand that is actually one of my faves. So with that said, I am going to zoom on out. Wishing you all an amazing day, amazing week ahead. Peace out, I'm out, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces!